MMR Rocks Double Shot Tuesday, 2 from the Black Crows. She Talks to Angels. And before that, Remedy from Southern Harmony Musical Companion. It's Razz, MMR. And Razz takes flight for freedom. Day number 2, the second flight of a long couple of weeks. As this morning I flew from Boston, Massachusetts to Newark Airport. And this is designed to let you know, back in Philadelphia and wherever we can get some press, which we got in Boston yesterday, that it is safe to fly the friendly skies in the United States. And thanks to Orbitz.com for arranging the airline flights. Also, thank you to the Doubletree Hotels for giving us the places to stay. And also to Sam Adams Beer, because it's just plain old great beer, and it's American. The thing that struck me the most today on my flight from Boston to New York was that it was, one, a beautiful day. And when you're up there flying at 16,000 feet, it's hard. It's easy to forget that we are a country that's at war here. And when I got to the airport in Newark, now I did not see this in Boston. There were guards there dressed in military uniforms. But when I got to Newark, they were actually carrying M16s. So it sort of snaps you back into reality. But it is safe to fly the friendly skies, and I want you to know that. Today in New York City, tomorrow I will be in Miami, and then a short jump to Orlando when we broadcast from Walt Disney World, the great American icon down there in Florida. So it's great to travel. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, but I think once you get over the fact that, A, the security has been tightened and they're checking everybody for everything, and B, that, look, the government has really put us on the highest state of alert, and things are going to be fine. You're going to be fine. So I'm fine. I'm in New York. I'm in the great CBS Broadcast Center where Dan Rather broadcasts from, and everybody else that's here. And, you know, they've got so much stuff. And I'm in this one little studio talking to you back in Philadelphia. But we'll get into some more. I talked to a cab driver from India. I'll get to him in a little bit. And a great story about what the Doubletree Hotel did for one family that was homeless here in New York City. MMR Rocks, Soundgarden, and Temple of the Dog coming up next.
The MMR salutes your neighborhood.
Thursday night.
Exactly what took Al Sharpton to lose all that weight was a damn hunger strike. I saw him on TV here in New York a couple times today, man. The guy's skinny. Didn't even look like the same dude. Anyway, it's Hunger Strike, Temple of the Dog, MMR. Last time, MMR new music. Now a double shot of Pink Floyd, Young Lust, rocks MMR. MMR rocks, Pink Floyd, Brain Damage Eclipse, Dark Side of the Moon, which still sells hundreds of copies in Philadelphia each week, and Young Lust. As the Double Shot Tuesday continues, it's Razz. Razz takes flight for freedom, continuing day number 2 in New York City. And a little while ago, I got a chance to talk to this cab driver who drove me through Manhattan before in the middle of traffic, and he's driving while we're doing the interview. And it's an interesting story because he's weaving in and out of traffic with one hand. He's got the microphone in the other hand. His name is Singh Ranjit. And Singh, what's it like being a cab driver in New York now?
Cab drivers have a hard time last couple of weeks. They are not making money like as before. It's very, very hard work. It's very, very hard.
Now, you said to me before that you were Indian. Are you getting any comments from people that you're driving?
Yes. Some people they think we are from foreign country, so they looked on us like as a hate. So I don't know why they think we are the same people.
Now, have you gotten any specific acts toward you? Like people say to you, how could your people do that or anything like that?
No, it did not happen with me. But in my community, one person is killed by somebody. He lives in LA, and his name is also Singh, Balbir Singh. So that's why, because he has a beard, he has a turban, so people killed to him.
Trying to drive here and do this interview at the same time, so it's like I know you could handle this pretty well. Now, how long have you been in this country?
10 years.
Now, you consider yourself an American, right?
Yes.
Do you have anything to say about, what some of these people that maybe have made attacks on the World Trade Center, what they might be thinking, or do you understand people that might be like that?
Yes. People should donate to who killed in Water Center, and people should pray for those people who are sacrificed for these kinds of things.
So you're not saying that that's right or wrong. You're just saying that they sacrifice something that they believe in, even though we might not understand.
They did wrong. It's totally wrong because there are a lot of innocent people who are killed by somebody. So it's not. I think it's just very, very bad thing.
And no matter who's done it, it's a bad thing, if they're Muslim or anything, right?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Means he's Muslim, Sikh, whatever, because he's Christian. But who did? That's very bad thing. That is a bad boy.
All right. So Singh Ranjit, who was driving a cab driver around Midtown Manhattan today, and his comments on some of the things that have happened here since September 11th. He's not making as much money. Neither are the hotels, nor some of the tourist places that you would think of. Later on, I'm going to try to take a trip up to the Empire State Building and see what that's all about and how things are going there. So it's interesting. Right now, a lot of tourist attractions are not generating the money they would at this time of the year normally. But, of course, these are different times, and that's why I'm taking this flight for freedom. MMR rocks, and on the way, Smashing Pumpkins as a Double Shot Tuesday continues.
93.3 WMMR's Pierre Robert.
This is Pierre's perspective.
In light of the events of September 11th, people in this country and indeed all around
MMR rocks and a double shot of the Pumpkins, smashing type. And did that this time of year when I was a kid, going through the neighborhoods and just harassing people and throwing pumpkins on the ground, smashing them up. That's where they get the name from. We all did it as kids, damn it. All right, it's Razz broadcasting from New York City, but let's take care of a little bit of Philadelphia stuff here. If you're going to the airport tomorrow or the next couple of days, at least for the infinite future, in the short range, the FAA said yesterday that you're allowed one carry-on per customer. The rest of the stuff you have to put in the baggage hold. All right, so now if you're like bringing a briefcase, a couple suitcases, and a pocketbook or a purse, you can carry the briefcase and the purse. I did not bring my purse on the plane today, but I did carry my briefcase and put the rest of the stuff in the bottom of the plane. So they're restricting what you can bring on to your plane. So it's one carry-on per customer, and that started yesterday. So if you're flying out of Philadelphia, that's the deal. And get there like two hours earlier. All right. Now, on a music note, we have a new song that should be in the studio very soon called My Sacrifice by Creed on the Weathered CD November 20th. And I'm waiting for any second to be able to play that song for you. And as soon as we play it, as soon as we spin it, you'll hear it every 93 minutes. New Creed called My Sacrifice as soon as we get it in here, which could be any second. You'll hear it here on WMMR. Double shot of Van Halen next.
fall has arrived and it's
Double Shot Tuesday continues. It's Razz. This is Bush Double Shot now. This was once called Speed Kills, but now it's called The People That We Love. MMR New Music. MMR rocks a Double Shot Tuesday. MMR rocks, a double shot of collective soul. It's Razz in New York City as Razz takes flight for freedom. If you want to follow along on our website, WMMR.com, and you can click on Razz Takes Flight for Freedom. I'd like to thank Orbitz.com for taking care of the airline fees. We've gone from Philadelphia to Boston, Boston to Newark, and I took a cab over to New York City today. Tomorrow I'll be going to Miami, then flying to Orlando, where I'll talk to you from Walt Disney World. But I was reading in the New York Times today this great article about what we're feeling now as Americans. And I'm taking this flight for freedom because I am a normal guy. And can I change the world? I don't know. Is my voice strong enough on this radio station to make a difference? Maybe. So we're flying to 10 cities in 10 different days. It's actually over 20 flights that I'll be taking in the next week or so to tell you that it is safe. Now, they have this article by John Tierney in the New York Times today. Flying was much safer than driving before September 11th. And it's probably even more safe now. Besides all the extra security precautions, there's a new equations for hijackers to consider. Before September 11th, it was reasonable for pilots and passengers to cooperate with a hijacker in the hope of landing safely. Today, hijackers can expect resistance. The likelihood of terrorists trying to take over an airplane is probably lower now because it's harder. Now, this guy comes from a guy who is a director of risk communication at the Harvard Center for Risk Analysis. That's David Ropiek. He says there's no way to come up with a precise probability of terrorism because there are too many variables. But fortunately for us, on the airlines right now, it's very low. Besides, these guys tend to take it a different way when they do these terrorist attacks. But it is safe to fly. That's why we're doing this. Fly the friendly skies. A little bit later on, I'll tell you some thoughts I had while I was 16,000 feet over Connecticut today, flying from Boston to New York. But it's great. I enjoyed it so far. Security is much better. I feel safer on airlines than I ever had. So Razz takes flight for freedom by Orbitz.com, Doubletree Hotels, which are great. It put me up in this great hotel here in New York. It's a big old suite. And, of course, Sam Adams beer. MMR rocks. More double shots on the way next.
Did you know?
The average income of a Microsoft certified systems engineer with a DBA degree is now over $80,000 a year.
Did you know?
The average starting salary is over $40,000 a year.
Did you know?
There are evening Microsoft DBA programs available for people without computer networking experience or college degrees.
Did you know?
There are student loan programs available through Microsoft to help get you certified. If you have the drive, dedication, and desire, invest in yourself and learn how to get a better job and make more money by becoming Microsoft certified. Call your local computer training center today.
MMR rocks, and it's a double shot Tuesday, and two from the police there, and bombs away from Zenyatta Madada. I actually forgot that was the title of that song. Very good. Spirits in the Material World. It's Razz. Now, with me is Stacey Shuster, who is the Director of Leisure Marketing here at the Hilton Hotels and the Doubletree Club Suites, which I'm staying at tonight in Times Square. Now, Stacey, tell me what's happened here at the hotel since September 11th.
Lots of things happened from the time of the bombings, but most recognizable for right now, the Salamacks, a family that it was such a sad story. They lived in the shadow of the World Trade Center. They left their apartment like so many others did that morning, just walking north kind of aimlessly. Difference with this family is they had two small children, one very large dog, a mother in a wheelchair, and basically the clothes on their back. Apparently, they had stopped at a few hotels on the way. People were charging them upwards of $350 to stay with them. They had no idea where they were going, how long they were going to be displaced. They happened upon one of our local neighborhood cops in Times Square. They walked as far north as Times Square.
Hold on one second.
Sure.
For those of you that have not been to New York, from the World Trade Center area to Midtown in Times Square is probably a good 2.5 miles. People don't realize that this island is that big.
Absolutely.
That's a long walk.
That's exactly true. After walking, like you said, 2.5 miles with this entourage of small children and assorted other issues that they had, we took them in. I mean, there was no way you couldn't take them in. It was just the spirit of the day, and they stayed with us for 17 days, and actually, little Matthew Salamack took his first steps in one of our suites.
That's a great
Isn't
story.
that great?
Now, who makes that call? I mean, are you authorized to just say, look, let's just give them a suite and not even worry about it?
We just made it. It felt right to do at that moment, and we never looked back.
So there were like two families that stayed. Now, tell me the stories about you putting up the firemen in the police department that were actually working down at the World Trade Center.
Sure. We've got great relationships with our local guys. Midtown North is the precinct in which the Doubletree Guest Suites is in. Additionally, Ladder 4, which is our local firehouse.
That's the one that was devastated, right?
That was one of the ones devastated. That firehouse, Ladder 4, lost 15 of 25 guys. These are guys that we know. You know, we see them when there's any kind of issue that they come to the hotel. And, they were friends of ours, so obviously even more so it kind of localized it for us. And we put up their families. When the families were coming in, we put up guys that were down at ground zero doing work 12 hours, 15-hour shifts. They would come up, sleep for a couple of hours, and then go back down. And it's been incredibly enlightening for us. It's made us feel good being able to help those guys in their time of need. You know, these guys are heroes all the time, legitimately to us, but especially these days.
That's Stacey Shuster, who is the Director of Leisure Marketing here at the Doubletree Guest Suites in New York City's Times Square. Now remember that the Hilton Hotel Company lost two very important hotels, the Millennium Hilton next to the World Trade Center, where they got 1,000 people out alive as the first plane hit the first tower. That's immediately right under Tower number 1 and Tower number 2, and Embassy Suite Hotels, which were right down on the western part of where that complex was. That is actually damaged right now, and they're not sure if that is even going to be standing after a while. So the Hilton Hotel took a pretty big hit, too, here in New York City. All right, Razz takes flight for freedom, broadcasting live from New York. Back in Philadelphia, MMR rocks as usual, and a double shot of Alice in Chains next.
How you doing? This is Christian, the guy that's on in the evening from 7 to midnight here at MMR. Every night at 8:20, I kick off a 20-song or $20,000 music marathon featuring just the music of one of your favorite bands. Join me tonight at 8:20 for 20 songs from Guns N' Roses. MMR rocks.
What TV show?
WMMR takes flight for freedom. Razz supports America's airlines and tourism by flying to 10 cities in 10 days. Now here's Razz live from the second stop of his flight for freedom, New York City.
Yeah. Okay, I am in New York City. That's right. That sounded good. That sounded important with that. Okay, let us see what we got here. We got Orbitz.com sponsoring our flights to every city for the next couple of weeks, and the Doubletree Hotels putting us up, the Doubletree Club Suites. I'm staying particularly tonight in the one here in Times Square, New York City, and also to Sam Adams, America's Best Beer. And it's just great, and I'm glad to be here talking to you from the crossroads of the world, New York City. And if you want to follow along on the website, it's WMMR.com, and just click on Razz Takes Flight for Freedom, and you'll see some pictures of some of the places I've been, what I've seen, and whatnot. Follow along on the web at WMMR.com. Now, if I don't take this break real quick, we're going to be late with the marathon, and I know you want to be on time with that. So the 420 20-song, $20,000 music marathon starts up next.
Dragontown is the new album from the master of theatrical rock, Alice Cooper.
Supply of vitamins A and C, also available in diet.
Oh, boy. All right. First, I like to hit on this. Hit on this. You know what I'm talking about. And then I like to hit McDonald's with a new dollar value menu where the choice is yours. Give me a little bit more of that. All right. Oh, thank you. All right, Terry Killisow, you have an MMR card. Terry Killisow, you give us a call here by the end of the marathon, 215-263-WMMR. Terry Killisow, call us, beat a man. Double shots continue on our 420 marathon. MMR rocks.
And now, MMR presents
20 songs or 20 grand, guaranteed.
MMR rocks. MMR Rocks, our 20-song, $20,000 music marathon. Let me hear a little bit of my friend Singh Ranjit, the taxi cab driver.
That's very bad thing. That is a bad boy.
I love that guy. All right, it's a double shot STP, 20-song marathon, MMR Rocks. It's our 20-song marathon. I am Razz. Keep listening for My Sacrifice, a brand new song from Creed. I'll have it anytime soon. And we'll play it every 93 minutes as soon as we get it here from the Weathered CD due November 20th. New Creed coming up soon on MMR. MMR rocks. And that wraps up our 20-song, $20,000 music marathon. And Arms Wide Open from Creed. It's Razz. Now, I was telling you before that we're going to have a brand new Creed song. It's supposed to come in any time now, and as soon as we get it, we'll play it, and we'll play it every 93 minutes. It's called My Sacrifice. It's from the Weathered CD due in stores on November 20th. So as soon as we get it, we play it like crazy. So that's the deal on that, so keep listening. And tonight, Christian will have another 20-song marathon. We do it every night at 8:20. And it'll be 20 songs tonight from Guns N' Roses. If he doesn't play 20 Guns N' Roses songs, you get $20,000 in cash. All right, give me some Vinny music. Vinny the Crumb now with an MMR Sports Rant sponsored by the great people at Champion Mortgage. When the college says accepted, Champion says we can. If you need help for a home equity loan, talk to the people that say yes. Champion Mortgage, 1-800-CHAMPION. What's up, bro?
Yo, the Flyers tied to Columbus Blue Jackets in Columbus last night, 2-2. This Blue Jacket team is quicker than a greasy cheesesteak through my colon, baby. Barber's boys spent most of the night chasing them around. In the meantime, they managed to pop two by a rejuvenated Brian the Bouchinator Boucher, but like most quick BJs, it always ends in a mess. And for the Fly Boys, the third...
I hope you had the time of your life.
MMR Rocks Double Shot Tuesday, 2 there from Green Day. It's Razz. Razz takes flight for freedom, day number 2, New York City, CBS Broadcast Center on 57th Street. Yesterday from Boston, Massachusetts. And I'd like to thank some of the great people, the Verizon Wireless Company. Verizon was great for sponsoring today's broadcast. Also, thank you very much to Sam Adams. And thank you very much to the Doubletree Hotels and also to Orbitz.com. for taking care of all the flights. Now, this morning, I had a chance to talk with Stacey Shuster, who is the Director of Leisure and Marketing. Now, she is at the Hilton Hotels of New York City. There were 2 of their hotels were destroyed during the World Trade Center bombings. You know, I was talking to her a little bit about how when you're a New Yorker, no matter where you go, and this happened to me when I was working here for so long, people would say, did you ever see anybody get mugged? That's like the first question. Or did you ever see anybody get shot? But now I sense that people will have a different feeling about New Yorkers.
Absolutely. You see it even from the outpouring of people who have spoken out that they want to come to New York, that they feel some kind of kinship with New Yorkers. I think, you know, I'm a born and raised Manhattan girl myself. Right. So for me, you know, this is my home. But there are a lot of people who come from very small towns, who come from international places so far away that have never been to New York, who speak to the issue that they just want to be here. They want to help. They want to do something. So it's incredible. But like you say, I think New Yorkers, our issues are different these days.
Yeah, they really are.
It's a totally different New York.
It is a totally different New York. One that I think every day that goes by and you're on this planet, you feel somewhat fortunate to be able to see your family and your friends. That's what this Flight for Freedom is all about, to take advantage of who we are and what we are as a country. And today I was thinking about why we must fly, why we must get out and enjoy. We must fly because it's freedom, to enjoy, to nourish our sense of adventure, and to go beyond our neighborhoods and cities to places unknown and known, to return home, to heal a loved one, see some old friends. Flying stimulates our economy, stimulates our mind and our spirit. Take off, go beyond and see what's out there. Enjoy our land, our freedom, our America. This is why the Wright brothers, back in North Carolina years ago, invented the tool that we use to go out and enjoy America for what it's worth. MMR rocks, more double shots coming up.
93.3 WMMR's Pierre Robert.
This is Pierre's Perspective.
WMMR
takes flight for freedom.
Razz supports America's airlines and tourism by flying to 10 cities in 10 days. Now live from the second stop of his Flight for Freedom.
New York, New York.
Here's Razz.
MMR rocks. And the Doubletree hotels have been very good to us. Same with Orbitz.com, Verizon.
The Nissan Maxima.
Hello. I don't even know if I'm on the air here. I guess I am. The people at Orbitz.com have been so good to us, and Doubletree Hotels, plus Sam Adams, America's World-Class Beer, and Verizon. And today I was talking to one of the managers at the Doubletree Club Hotels and the Doubletree Club Suites here in New York City, Stacey Shuster, who's the Director of Leisure Marketing for the Hilton Hotels, and she's at the Doubletree Guest Suites here in Times Square. And I was telling her that and talking about how great it was to work here for so many years. And when I saw the destruction September 11th, I was shocked and saddened by the brutality. And, I said, do you think that people will come and be tourists and what it's like on the horizon for that type of thing, tourism in New York City?
I can tell you from our perspective, the city is safe. It looks different. There's a lot of cops. There's a lot of National Guards. I've heard some people say that the city is probably the safest that it's ever been. Again, as a New Yorker, I feel very safe. I've spoken to a lot of our guests. People do feel safe. This hotel, the Doubletree Guest Suites, we haven't really changed our security policies. We've always had strict security, and we remain, in that kind of mode. But I think Times Square is safe. New York is safe.
You expect people to come back for the Thanksgiving Day Parade, which is only a couple weeks away, and this is a prime location to actually see the parade come into Times Square because it comes up from Central Park right down past the front door here. Do you expect a lot of people to come this year?
We have gotten a lot of calls to our reservation centers inquiring about rates. So I just think it's a matter of time before people will say, I've taken my family to the Thanksgiving Day Parade every year for the last 20. I'm going to do it again this year. And I think good for them. I think people need to show that defiance.
Right.
And, show a support for America. I could tell you yesterday at the Columbus Day Parade, streets were packed. The streets were packed. So I think it's, again, for Thanksgiving, I think the people will come. We'll have a parade and the people will come.
And they will come, and we will see America, and we will travel. And that's what this is all about. Razz takes flight for America tomorrow. We go to Orlando, Florida. After a short stop in Miami, we'll be at Disney World, and I'll tell you what's happening there. Wmmr rocks, and more double shots on the way, including one from Godsmack next.
The Nissan Maxima. Now you can throw away all preconceived notions of
Wmmr rocks and a double shot of Godsmack as we wrap up day number 2 of Razz Takes Flight for America, for freedom, for the American way. And it's all brought to you by Verizon, Sam Adams, America's World-Class Beer, the Doubletree Hotels, and Orbitz.com. I appreciate everybody hanging in there with us today, and thank you to Gary Williams. He's the manager of operations here at the CBS Broadcast Center. And also thank you to Dino Tordo, who is the director of production for Westwood One, a great guy. Randy Cott's on the board today. Steve Lushby helping out with some production. And also Ken Zappetto, who's putting some stuff together for us. The guys in promotions, Ed Marshall and Chuck D'Amico and Scott Siegelbaum and Sam Milkman and everybody involved with today. Tomorrow, we will take flight to Miami. We'll call in the morning and talk to the Barsky Show. And then we will fly to Orlando and do the show from Walt Disney World. So hopefully we'll be able to talk to some people that are down there and find out what's happening at one of the world's greatest tourist attractions, Walt Disney World. And a lot of people have been there. I have never been there myself, so it'll be my first time checking that out. So that ought to be an exciting day. Also, thank you very much to the people at the Doubletree Hotels here in New York City. That would be Kimberly Cook and Stacey Shuster. They've been a great part of the day as well. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Coming up tonight, 8:20 is our next marathon. It'll be 20 songs from Guns N' Roses. And Christian rocks Wmmr next.
The